Thanks for logging on to the website, because we're having a look now at the feature on day 2. Of course, it's the Queen Mother Champion Chase. Andy Gibson and Mick Fitzgerald will be telling us the winner in a few moments' time. But first off, let's get Ladbrokes prices for the race. And no surprises that Masterminded is a short price favourite here. He's won it the last 2 years. He's a 4 to 5 chance. Kalahari King, very impressive the other day. He's 5 to 1. Stablemate Twist Magic, well, he's boxing in there. He's held his form this time around. He's a 6 to 1 chance. Just having a look down some of these others. Petit Robin has been put up by Pricewise. He's a 16 to 1 chance. So they're the best prices you could possibly get. Let's go up to the betting booth and see if some of the facts and figures can help us out.
Yeah, thanks, Luke. We've talked about Cheltenham experience. It's a factor that Mick Fitzgerald has returned to time and time again. Repeat offenders, horses who keep coming back to Cheltenham and running well. And that's one of the chief stats here when we look at the Queen Mother Champion Chase. Here we go. 19 of the last 25 winners of the Queen Mother Champion Chase had already won or been placed specifically at the festival at Cheltenham. Big positive, of course, for the likes of Masterminded, for Paddy the Plasterer. Big negative for Twist Magic, who, of course, has had some real misfortunes at the Cheltenham Festival so far. The Tingle Creek Chase has produced 7 of the last 9 winners, which of course is a big positive for Twist Magic, who won very well last year. The Arkle is also a very interesting pointer for Paddy the Plasterer here. Arkle Chase Trophy winners to line up here the following season. 11 of them were placed at worst, and 10 of the last 11 winners started at 5 to 1 or lower. Now that's interesting because Masterminded dominates the market so much, it's not clear how many horses will go off at shorter than 5 to 1. Kalahari King, perhaps. Twist Magic may be at a push, but only, you would think, if Masterminded were to drift. Masterminded, undoubtedly the key horse here. He was appeared to be back to somewhere near his best, many people thought last time. He appeared to be somewhere back to his worst, I thought, last time, where he nearly took the last fence out by the roots. He's ridden his luck for a long time, Masterminded. Sooner or later, that luck will run out at Cheltenham. 4 to 5. I'll be taking him on, Luke, the hot favourite.
Well, I don't think you'll be the only one, actually. He was so impressive. Let's start with you, Andy. Masterminded, so impressive 2 years ago. He won well enough last year. I mean, but I suppose we were disappointed off the back of the performance the year before, really, more than anything else.
Yeah, I thought he looked vulnerable last year at Cheltenham, and then again at Punchestown, then again first time out this year. And I thought that his last run in the Game Spirit was the first time that, to me, he's jumped and travelled as he did in the Victor Chandler Chase of 2009 when he beat Petit Robin. I thought he was back to his best.
Fitzy, what do you make of the horse? I mean, look, he's very, very good, but he's lost that air of invincibility, hasn't he?
He has, but I really believe the key to this horse is getting a lead.
Right.
They've ridden him, I think, aggressively, and I don't think the horse likes it. Just go back to that great performance that he put up when he won the Champion Chase by 19 lengths. There was a absolutely end-to-end gallop up the front.
Nothing would have beat that day.
No, it wouldn't. The Schindler's Hunt and Viper Steady went very quick. Schindler's Hunt set the race up, basically. Ruby dropped in on Masterminded and he arrived there, and it was like he jumped in when he turned into the straight, and I think that's because he got a lead. I really believe that if they ride him that way, he's a much better horse. You saw the real Masterminded last time at Newbury. He jumped from fence to fence, and it was a joy to be there to watch it.
The fascinating thing for me about the race is, with all this prize money on offer, what are the trainers going to tell the jockeys? And how many are going to say, right, go out there, let's see if we can beat Masterminded? How many are going to go out there and say, look, if we ride to finish 3rd or 4th, we're going to pick up good money here? So, do you know what I mean? It could be a race of 2 halves, if you like.
I think that the horses that are probably 4th and 5th favourite, I think they'll be ridden to try and nick it. Whereas maybe the likes of Big Zeb, maybe Twist Magic, they'll be trying to win the race. And I think if you try and win the race against a fit and able Masterminded, you're going to get beaten, and you mightn't even finish placed. I think that's the key. A horse like Kalahari King, who drops in, creeps round throughout the race, given a beautiful ride in his prep race by Graham Lee, but the way the race is going to be run will suit him. He loves to drop this horse in down the inner and just creep round on him. This was a very good performance. OK, it was off a mark of 157, which he should be winning off if he's going to be contending a Champion Chase. Dr. David, who we see finishing 2nd here, you know, he's a horse who's gone on and franked the form since by running well at Doncaster. But I just like the way this horse runs his race. His style of racing could suit him.
Andy, look, we can come out with all the cliches. Ferdy Murphy, you can get them right. Graham Lee's a fantastic jockey. We know all that, but let's be honest, he's not in the same league as Masterminded, is he?
Well, I think if there is a danger to Masterminded, he's probably it. But I think he's not an anti-post bet because he's so ground dependent. I don't even think he's a pre-race bet because he will undoubtedly be held up at the back of the field. He'll drift a couple of points after 2 fences. If he's the one for you, I would suggest you wait until he's jumped a couple of fences, make sure he's happy. At the back of the field, he'll be a couple of points bigger than his SP.
Is there anything... So what is our alternative? Twist Magic? I mean, he's been remarkable this year in the sense that he's actually held his form.
He has, and the problem with Twist Magic is that he's priced up at 6 to 1 on the strength of his form at Sandown and Ascot in small field chases where he's been able to bully the field and lead all of the way. His form at Cheltenham is fell, 6th, fell. Now, but
that was when he wasn't holding his form, let's be honest. He didn't come into it with this sort of profile before, has he?
Well, it's true, but remember that Paul Nicholls and Ruby Walsh have both said that the prelims have caused him a problem in each of the last 2 years. Now, he's going to have to face those again. We've no idea how he's going to cope with it. He's another one that if you fancy Twist Magic, you need to wait until the first 2 fences, because last year you could tell after 1 fence that he wasn't going to do anything. Yeah. And if you were there live, I'm sure you could tell when he was going out from the paddock.
As soon as you saw him leave the paddock, he was like a bull that had been caged for a week. As soon as he broke from the parade, he was gone, and you could see his head was gone. He was not going to win anything.
Absolutely, absolutely. But I think the key to this race is what we were talking about earlier, what Mick referred to about some of these horses will be trying to win. And as we saw with Viper Estades in the Game Spirit chase last time out, trying to keep tabs with Masterminded is not necessarily the best recipe for obtaining your best finishing position.
Well, look, Big Zeb, I mean, he's got form with Masterminded, a very, very good form with Masterminded, Fitzy. I mean, Barry Geraghty's been confirmed now as a rider, and I know you think that's a massive positive.
It is a huge thing for the connections, because Barry's got the best tune out of this horse all the way through this horse's career over fences, and he was the one who nearly broke Mastermind's heart at Punchestown last year in that big Grade 1. Had he not made the mistake at the last, who knows, he might even have beaten him.
I think he'd have beaten him, you know.
Yeah, I do. And, you know, it was a real heart-stopping. It's completely put him off his stride, and he did very well to nearly get back up again. I think he's a live player, but his jumping frailties are a worry. I think Masterminded, for me, dropped in, competitively run race, I think he's the one.
Andy, come on then, what's the selection? Can we get Masterminded beat here?
Well, I think Big Zeb's another one who's priced up in different circumstances. He's priced up on his soft ground small field form in Ireland. He's been over here twice. Tingle Creek didn't jump well enough. Last year he fell in the Champion chase. I prefer for Paddy de Plastra to Big Zeb. I might have even backed him if he hadn't have had that setback. I'll wait and see. The interesting one for me is Well Chief in the market without the favourite. They'll have no aspirations of winning this race. He'll be given a lovely ride out the back. And just as last year, where he didn't follow the pace and Petit Robin did, I think that he'll come through and he'll take beating horses on the running. You only need him to finish 4th. He's trading at 16 to 1 in the market without Masterminded. His form at Cheltenham, he's had 7 completed races at Cheltenham. He's been 1st or 2nd every time.
I must admit, I like the sound of that, actually, 16 to 1 without Masterminded for World Chief. Mick, your selection?
I just love Masterminded.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm looking for one to finish second to him, I think it could be a horse like Kalahari King.
OK, Masterminded then for Mick Fitzgerald to make it 3 on the bounce. And an interesting one there for Andy, because Well Chief, without the favourite, 16 to 1, that could be value.